Okay, so that is called binary number system, है ना? So apart from the binary, you can also go for some other number system like with changing the radix or base, like ternary number system, quaternary number system. According to the that all these things you will also study in your second semester. The subject called digital electronics or digital logic design, है ना? So now we have to work with the computer or interact with the computer. So we need to know the computer language. Otherwise, we cannot interact. Or if you want to communicate anyone, then you need to know the language of that person. Otherwise, you cannot communicate with that person also. Na? So there is a way to communicate with third party. Either you have to know that their languages, or either they should either they should know, or they know your language, then you can communicate with him or her. Okay na? Otherwise you cannot communicate. Another things what we can have, suppose there are a two-person, one know French and another know in English, then how these person can communicate with each other, है ना? We can do a common language like that, third language, or some other language like Spanish, or both should know that same language, or we can make a common language by which we can learn, or we can translate the French to Spanish or English to Spanish, like that, na? So whenever first one is translating, or first one is transferring some message to the second one, then first the message will be transferred in that language, and then this message will be again translated in back into this English language, है ना? Same thing can be happen. Or when second one is transferring something, then it can transfer in this language, and then it will go with the trans language. So this type of conversion will be there. Then it can be FP, and then communication can be happen between these two parties. Okay. Apart from this, it can also be happen that if someone is asking with the second, or first one is asking with second one, then directly we can also convert French to English or English to French. Is it clear? So when you are translating or converting the one language to another language, then there required some translators actually. Is it clear? So a translator are the part or tool that can convert a one type of or statement of one language into the another language. So you can see Google translators. There is an app, it's available in the Google www.google.com, Google Play Store पे आप देखोगे ना, then you will see there is an app, Google Translator, that is available, that you can use in order to translate a language, a sentence of one language into the another language. Is it clear now? So similar thing we can also do, where as we are the human, we want to interact with the computer. So how we can interact? We should know the actually binary language, or human language. We can convert human language either into the binary language, or when computer want to instruct or ask something from you, then we can convert binary language to human language. So that binary language is generally we call it as a, actually it is a language of machine, so that's why we call it as a machine language actually, है ना? Machine language. Is it clear? Okay. So there are basically we can call human is working in different language, so that is not understood directly by the computer or machine. That's why the language is called high level language, or the language that are understood by the machine, that is called low level or machine level language. Low level, we call it as a low level or machine level. So based on this category, there are different kinds of language may be there. Okay. So language classification we can do. First, the languages that computer understand, that is machine language. Machine language. Is it clear? Okay. So machine language is understood by the computer. So machine language is basically called it as a binary language. we are talking about computer language. Okay. Okay, so where everything you are writing, it is in the form of signals, that is called 0 1 0, like that. Okay na? Second thing, as you cannot directly interact with the computer, so you cannot directly interact with the computer. If you want to directly interact, then you can specify in the form of signals, then it is okay. But specifying everything in in the form of 0 1 0 binary language, that is very difficult for solving complex problem, as computer can also do the complex problem. Earlier, when we are starting with the computer, then at the time we can pass the values in the form of some signals actually, है ना, for the initial part. But after that, there are a lot of applications of the computer, or application of the computer has been increased day by day, and the computer are basically used for solving the complex problem. Then in that case, we cannot have specify everything in the form of binary language. Okay na? So in order to reduce this complexity, there is another language called assembly language. So please, those who are not asking any queries, please unmute yourself. Yes, please. है ना? Okay, so that is called assembly language. So anyone are aware about the assembly language? What is it? Yes, please. So can anyone please? Yes, please.
It is a low-level programming language.
It
Yes.
is,
Anything
yeah.
else?
Sir, it is basically the language that is understood by the CPU. It is a mid-level language.
Okay. Or anything specific feature of this language?
It is portable. It is portable. Like in Java, its bytecode is portable and it's not dependent upon the OS.
नहीं, ये थोड़ा सा ज्यादा अलग कुछ हो गया.
Sir,
Sir, it is
assembly level
Dependent तो नहीं
languages
है
are
ये
very
सही.
fast.
हाँ, फास्ट. ओके, एग्जीक्यूशन फास्ट होगा ऑब्वियसली. आप देयर इज अ बिकॉज वी आर नियर टू द मशीन लैंग्वेज, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नॉट एक्चुअली मशीन लैंग्वेज. इट इज एक्चुअली स्लाइटली हाई लेवल फ्रॉम द मशीन लैंग्वेज, है ना? ओके ना? सो we cannot directly call it as a machine language, as machine language is basically we are talking about 0 1 0 or binary language, है ना? That is actually machine language, that is only machine understand, है ना? But assembly language, where instead of specifying in the things in the form of 0 1 0, we can specify the things by using some mnemonics actually. For suppose if you want to do some addition operation, so then how you can instruct the computer, है ना? So in order to specify the addition operation, there in we need to fix something in the form of 0 1 0. Suppose we want to perform the computer with 14 operation, and yesterday I have explained that if you want to perform 14 operation, your computer perform 14 operation, then all the 14 operation you can specify in the form of some codes. Suppose I define the code for a different operation are using 4 bits, we can define like first 0 0 0 0. If I specify that it may be suppose used for addition operation. Okay, suppose 0 0 1 I use for subtraction operation. Okay na? 0 0 1 0 I use for multiplication operation. 0 0 1 1 I use for division operation. 0 0 and 1 0 0, that is 4. So you can count from 0 to 0 1 2 like that till 15, है ना? ये 15 तक लिख सकते हो बाइनरी लैंग्वेज में. आप लिखोगे ना 0 0 0, ऐसे कॉम्बिनेशन बनाते जाओगे ना, 0 0 1, दिस इज एक्चुअली 1, दिस इज 0, ऐसे चेंज करते जाओगे कि 0, ये 1 0 लिखोगा तो ये 2 होगा, और 1 1 लिखा तो ये 3 बन गया, और 1 0 0 लिखा ये 4 हो गया, 1 0 1 लिखा ये 5 हो गया. तो टिल 15 you can write. In 15 by all 4 bit will be 1, so that is called 15, है ना? So you can see from 0 to 15 there are 16 values, है ना? Total 16 values will be there. So you can code or you can address or you can denote 16 operations with these bits, with these 4 bits. Okay, suppose it is fixed or it is stored in the ROM that if you pass 000 with some data, there will be 3 value, like you are pass instruction like 00 in the computer. Okay, or you pass some data like 4. If you want to pass 4, then you can pass it as a, and you want to pass 5, then you can pass it as a, or if then you pass this instruction, then what computer will do, computer will perform some addition operation and then provide the result in the form of binary. So that can be happen. Is it clear? So instead of specifying everything in the form of binary language, in the assembly language you provide mnemonics. Mnemonics means we have to fix the some name convention or naming, or instead of specifying 010, we can specify name. Like in the assembly language, instead of specifying 00 for addition operation, there will be some add symbol is specified. Then where this addition operation will be performed, because we are storing the value in the registers. Actually, when we are performing operation, or see, when computer performing operation, values are stored in the register. So suppose we have stored the value in the registers. Okay, so there are register name on different register may be there, like we are naming them R1, R2, R3. Suppose we are naming the register like that in the computer. That internal structure or internal computer registers name actually denoted with the address. Okay, every register is having some address. So it is known to the user when a user writing a code. So user should aware about it. Similarly, when user writing some or user want to do something in the machine language, then user should aware about the codes. What is the code or which code is used for performing which type of operations? That should be aware. It means user should know the internal structure of the computer, then user can communicate. Same thing will happen here. User should know about the internal structure. So how we have to specify addition operation, or how we have to specify the address, a register's name. So that should be actually in the form of some characters. Previously it is in the form of some 010, but in the assembly language that is called mnemonics. If you are specifying addition operation, then how you can specify? You can specify like add R1, R2, or if you want to do R3, then the meaning of this line will be like that. You can add R2 plus R3, or you can store in this R1, like that. So you can specify add R1, R2, R3. You can also specify like add R1, R2. It means R1 plus R2 will be happen on the result will be stored in R1. Okay, na? We can add 2 register and the result of the or these addition operation will be stored in 1 register. We can specify that register also, है ना? तो ये भी हो सकता है. Okay, ऐसे multiplication. If you are performing multiplication, then you have to write like that MUL. Division DIV, subtraction SUV. So these are the mnemonics. Or if you want to increment the value of one register, so you have to specify INC, increment, or you have to specify the register name. So value of the R1 will be incremented by 1. So these are the some mnemonics that earlier used in assembly language to perform some operations. Okay, na? So it is also difficult to know the name of the registers for every computer. Suppose we are using suppose I am using my laptop, then I am remembering the things related to my architecture of my computer. Okay, but when I am going to working with other computer, then it is very difficult to know, because it is also necessary to know the structure of the some other computer, because it may be possible different computer having different architecture. Because as you know, the different architecture depends on the different processor. If you are using Intel i3 processor, then the structure of that processor will be different. Or if you are using Pentium 4, then the structure. So how one human can remember all these things? So complexity at this level is very high for the human to working with or to interact with the computer. है ना. So at that time it is very difficult to interact with the computer. So in order to make this easy, the one high level language is introduced, है ना. High level language is introduced. Here you can see both the language are using internal structure, so both the language are related to the computer, and both are depends on the structure of the computer or architecture of the computer. So both these two languages are called low level language. One has answered like this is a low level language. So yes, assembly language is also a low level language, but it is not a machine language. So just I want to also know how we can we use directly this, like computer can directly understand this language, add R1 R2 like that, or assembly language computer directly can understand? Yes.
No, sir.
No.
No. Then how computer can understand these mnemonics?
So compilers and
No,
interpreters.
no. Compiler interpreter अभी थोड़ा सा रुको. Assembler. Good.
Assembler.
हाँ, so then when, because we need to also translate this assembly language into the machine language or binary language, so there is a translator name that is used, that is called assembler. Okay, that convert the assembly language program into the machine language. So assembler task is, you can note it down, na? Assembler, it is a translator used to convert assembly language program into the machine language or into the binary language. Okay ना. लो लेवल तो ये ऑलरेडी है, बट हमको लो लेवल में कन्वर्ट नहीं करना है, इसको मशीन में कन्वर्ट करना है. सो assembler is a translator that is used to convert the assembly language programs into the machine language. Okay na.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, is assembler different for all the computers?
Maybe different हो सकता है ना, क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्या है ना, एक असेंबलर होगा, उसके अंदर तो हम लिखेंगे कि R1 R2 आर द डिनोटिंग डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ रजिस्टर्स, मैंने नेम दे दिया, लेकिन डिफरेंट आर्किटेक्चर में ये डिफरेंट हो सकता है ना.
Yes, sir.
आर्किटेक्चर डिपेंडेंट है ना, दैट्स व्हाई, बिकॉज़ वी आर स्पेसिफाइंग R1 R2 R3 ना, or some other computer the address which we are specifying, it belongs to the different register, maybe it belongs to the different register in different architecture, so may will change, है ना. But generally what will happen, it may be like for the most of the common type of computer, the architecture will be same, like Intel is designing, then Intel keeping their architecture similar, but when they are making upgradation, means they are adding something, then assembler version may be changed. लाइक कंपाइलर में भी तो आप देखते हो ना, कोई वर्जन काम दूसरा होता है, कोई वर्जन को दूसरा होता है. कंपाइलर में भी तो डिफरेंट टाइप के कंपाइलर होते हैं ना.
Yes, sir.
तो सेम थिंग कैन बी हैपन विद असेंबलर आल्सो ना.
Thank you, sir.
So we have to use the compatible version of the assembler, then we can convert the program, है ना.
Sir, before this conversion, high level is converted to low level, right?
No, अभी तो हाई लेवल की तो हमने बात ही नहीं की ना. असेंबलर में तो अभी हाई लेवल की बात ही नहीं की है. असेंबली लैंग्वेज तो लो लेवल ही है, तो अभी तो हाई लेवल पे आई नहीं.
This is the case where we write the code in assembly language.
यस, असेंबली लैंग्वेज में कोड कर सकते हो. मैं आपको चाहो तो वहां दिखा भी सकता हूँ असेंबली लैंग्वेज का प्रोग्राम, अगर आप देखना चाहो तो, है ना. ये मैं बाद में बता सकता हूँ आपको क्लास के बाद. असेंबली लैंग्वेज में कोड लिखना है, आपको लिखना है एडिशन, ऑपरेशन, परफॉर्म, बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम बना सकते हो. मैंने अपने एक पीएचडी में कोर्स वर्क में मैंने ये सब्जेक्ट लिया था, एम्बेडेड सिस्टम डिजाइनिंग. एम्बेडेड सिस्टम में आप जब कोडिंग करते हो ना, वहाँ पे ऐसे ही कल मैंने बोर्ड दिखाया था ना, आर्डिनो बोर्ड, इसमें एक तो प्रोसेसर होता है, माइक्रो कंट्रोलर होता है उसमें. तो माइक्रो कंट्रोलर में आप कोडिंग करते हो असेंबली लैंग्वेज में, और असेंबली लैंग्वेज के प्रोग्राम को उसमें डंप कर देते हो, लेकिन वो कोडिंग जो होती है उसी आर्किटेक्चर के अकॉर्डिंग होती है. उस आर्किटेक्चर में जो पिन्स होंगी उसी के अकॉर्डिंग आपको कोडिंग करना पड़ेगी आपके असेंबली लैंग्वेज में, और वो आप वहां पर डंप करके अपना प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हो माइक्रो कंट्रोलर में. ये मैंने किया खुद ने, मैंने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था ये चीज खुद, ठीक है ना. तो वो मैं दिखा सकता हूँ आपको. बहुत आसान है, ऐसा ज्यादा टफ नहीं है कि आप नहीं सीख सकते, लेकिन आपको थोड़ा सा आर्किटेक्चर डिपेंडेंट ये चीज होती है, थोड़ा सा बहुत सारी चीजें आपको याद भी करना पड़ती है वहां पे, ठीक है ना. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉम्प्लेक्स, as we require to remember the things according to the architecture or depend on the architecture. So मैंने जो काम किया था वो 8085 माइक्रो कंट्रोलर होता है, उसके लिए मैंने कोडिंग की थी, तो वहां पे उसके अकॉर्डिंग काम किया था. ये थोड़ा सा दूसरे माइक्रो कंट्रोलर पे जाओगे या माइक्रो प्रोसेसर पे जाओगे तो में ये चीजें चेंज होती जाएंगी. यस
सर सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, बस मैंने माइक्रो कंट्रोलर डेवलपमेंट किया है सर
हाँ।
आर्डुइनो उनो बोर्ड पर। सर उसमें
हम्म।
तो C++ और जावा पे कोड किया था सर।
तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, तो ऑर्डिनो बोर्ड जैसा होता है ना, ऐसे और भी बोर्ड आते हैं। माइक्रो कंट्रोल 8085 का
हाँ
सेपरेट बोर्ड होता है। तो ऐसे बहुत टाइप के बोर्ड होते हैं जो मैंने बता रहा हूँ। कल तो केवल 2 ही दिखाए मैंने। ऑर्डिनो वाला होता है ना, वो हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में काम करता है, कल मैंने बताया था ना आपको ये चीज।
हाँ हाँ सर।
तो डिफरेंट टाइप के बोर्ड होते हैं, कई हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में काम करते हैं, जैसे C++, और जैसे रेस्पबेरी पाई पे किसी ने काम किया होगा, तो मैंने जावा में रेस्पबेरी पाई पे काम किया था, तो उसमें जावा में कोड करा और मैंने रेस्पबेरी पाई में डंप किया IoT एप्लीकेशंस के लिए। तो डिफरेंट टाइप के बोर्ड होते हैं, वो डिफरेंट पहले से फिक्स होता है। तो जो मैं बता रहा हूँ 8085 माइक्रो कंट्रोलर का बोर्ड था।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, तो ऐसे बोर्ड बहुत। तो एक आपने अगर नाम सुना हो तो FPGA बोर्ड होता है, आप सर्च करके देखना इंटरनेट पर, वो भी एक बोर्ड आएगा। लेकिन उसमें लैंग्वेज जो आप डंप करोगे प्रोग्राम, वो हाई आपकी जो सॉफ्टवेयर लैंग्वेज नहीं होगी, सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट डिस्क्रिप्शन लैंग्वेज नहीं होगी, वो हार्डवेयर डिस्क्रिप्शन लैंग्वेज होगी, जिसको वेरीलॉग बोलते हैं। इसमें भी मैंने काम किया है वेरीलॉग में, क्योंकि मेरा बेसिक रिसर्च एरिया मेरा हार्डवेयर साइट है VLSI में। तो वहां पे
सर
आपको जब
अंदर
भी
सर इन दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या आता है? मतलब हम आर्डुइनो की लैंग्वेज उठा लो और
नहीं
आपकी
यार,
ये
सॉफ्टवेयर आर्डिनो वगैरह ये सॉफ्टवेयर लेवल लैंग्वेज में काम करते हैं ना। वेरीलॉग
हाँ
एक्चुअली हार्डवेयर डिस्क्रिप्टिव, वहां पे सर्किट फॉर्म में काम होगा आपका, डिजिटल सर्किटरी जो होती है ना। तो उसको आप ऐसे थोड़ी ना लिख दोगे डायरेक्ट C=A+B। वहां पे C=A+B लिखने के लिए आपको हालत खराब हो जाएगी, क्योंकि वहां पे बिट्स फॉर्म में काम होता है, डायरेक्टली वायर फॉर्म में।
और सर आर्डुइनो
ऐसे
को
लिख
पहले
नहीं सकते।
बताना भी पड़ता है कि सारे जो अपन सेंसर्स या फिर सर्वो मोटर कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, वो पता ही
सर
होना
ऐसा
चाहिए, पिंस के अकॉर्डिंग आपको वो मैपिंग भी तो करना पड़ती है ना, अदरवाइज वो गलत
हाँ
होता है
सर।
उसमें आर्किटेक्चर।
वैसे सर
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ,
इनमें भी
इस
वैसा होता है या
सब
अपने आप
में ही होता
डिटेक्ट
है।
कर देते हैं?
सब में होता है ये, इसमें रेस्पबेरी पाई में इतना ज्यादा नहीं होता। रेस्पबेरी
तो वो
पाई में
सर
मैंने
अपने आप कर लेता है। हाँ।
हाँ, रेस्पबेरी पाई में नहीं होता, ये मैंने देखा है, क्योंकि रेस्पबेरी पाई में तो मैंने खुद ने किया था। एक मैंने वैसे
सर
रेस्पबेरी,
मैंने भी पाई 3 यूज किया है सर, मैंने
हाँ
रास्पबेरी पाई
हाँ,
3।
तो उसमें नहीं, उसमें उतना नहीं होता। तो ये
हाँ
आर्डिनो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा वैसा है, मतलब रेस्पबेरी पाई थोड़ा सा और हाई लेवल है, मतलब उसमें और
जी
ज्यादा
जी
यूजर
सर।
के लिए फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है ना। तो ये
जी
डिपेंड करता है यार, हम किस टाइप से काम कर रहे हैं। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू, अब उस पर अपन जाएंगे नहीं, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग उतना ज्यादा जानते नहीं है, इसलिए मैंने उतना डीप में नहीं गया उधर पे, है ना। तो जो चीज जरूरत है उतना ही मैं उतना एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ, बाकी क्वेरी है आप मेरे को पूछ सकते हो कभी भी, है ना, जैसे अगर आ रही है आपको तो। ठीक है, ओके, good. So now we are seeing that there are a lot of complexity in the assembly language. Okay, so in order to make ease for the user or programmer, there are high level languages are introduced. These languages basically work or related with the human language. Human language we mostly consider English language. So these languages basically use most of the terms from the English language. Okay, now, and then these languages like C++, Java, these are the high level languages. There are different types of high level languages. Python we are also seeing studying currently, है ना. These are the high level languages. Okay, and we cannot computer cannot directly understand this high level language, so we need to convert, or we need to also translate this high level language into the machine language. So the two types of translator are used that convert the high level program into the machine language. That is, these translators are named as a compiler and interpreter. So these are the two types of translator. These are used to convert the high level program into the low level, or generally we call it as a machine language. It is clear na? So compiler translate, what is the difference then between compiler and interpreter? Both are translator, or both are used to convert the high level language program into the machine language. So what is the difference between these two?
Compiler
Yes.
compiles the whole program at a time. The interpreter does it line by line.
Yes, very good. Now, what compiler will do? Compiler just basically take the whole source code. Suppose this is a whole source code file. Okay, it may be Python file, it may be C file, or it may be Java file, whatever. Okay, so depends on the extension. If it is a Java file, then .java, .c, .py, whatever the file. So compiler take whole file and then translate whole file into the machine language, machine code, or low level language we call it. Na? तो डायरेक्टली ट्रांसलेट कर देता है सारा का सारा होल प्रोग्राम को, देन कन्वर्टेड प्रोग्राम विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड. Okay, so that is the work of the compiler. But interpreter do interpret, take the one line, take the one line, and then convert it and then execute it. Then take the second line, then convert it and then execute it. So the program execution will be happen fast in compiler or interpreter. In which?
Compiler.
Compiler.
Yes, compiler. Compile hold the program or translate hold the program, then translated whole program will be executed fast, because there will be in the second step there is a unit of translation. But in the interpreter we are translating and we are also executing it at the same time. That's why we see the Python program are Python support actually interpreter where the program are or where the line of a one program first translated and then executed. Okay, so program for Python program is executed line by line. Okay, so Python support interpreter. Python also use sometimes compiler for different for files that are basically we will use later, like modules files. When we are storing our Python program in the form of modules, because if we have written some code and then we want to also use that code later, then we can save that code in with py extension, that is called Python extension. Then when we are using this whole code in some other program, okay na, if we are using whole code in some other program, then you can directly import that code. How we can import that we will see later when we will study Python actually, है ना. Then you are importing this whole code in some other program P2, then P2 first compile this code, whatever the code we are importing, then it will be executed. Okay, at that time py file will be converted to .pyc. So that is called compiled file, that is also called as a bytecode. Python में भी बनता है ना. Okay na, so that is intermediate code actually, not a machine language, that is intermediate code that can be used, but it will not be visible when you are converting and executing, then it will be automatically be erased, है ना, in order to reduce the complexity for the user, है ना. So that is happen in the Python. So that it is basically about the languages, different types of languages. Is there any query from your side? So it is welcome. So please, you can ask any query. Otherwise, I'm moving ahead.
So did you
Yes.
say interpreter was faster than a compiler, right?
इंटरप्रेटर फास्टर नहीं होता. अगर एक लाइन के सेंटेंस में कहूं, जैसे एक लाइन के कंपाइलर एक्चुअली क्या करता है, होल कोड को ट्रांसलेट करता है ना. तो जब एग्जीक्यूशन करोगे तो कंपाइल्ड प्रोग्राम का एग्जीक्यूशन फास्ट होगा अपार्ट फ्रॉम द विदाउट कंपाइल्ड प्रोग्राम. अगर आपने कंपाइल कर दिया प्रोग्राम को देन एग्जीक्यूट कर दो तो वो फास्ट एग्जीक्यूशन होगा, बिकॉज एट द टाइम देयर आर नो नीड ऑफ ट्रांसलेशन. बट when you are using interpreter, then how interpreter will execute the program? It will translate one line and then at the time execute the one line. So it takes two unit of time. Maybe suppose we have to first translate it and then execute it. So one unit for translation, another unit for execution. Same thing happen for the second line, and the third line or the next line will not be executed until unless the previous lines has not been executed, है ना. So in the case of interpreter, it will take lot of time for execution, not translation, है ना. Is
Right.
it clear now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, is it like that a specific language uses compilers and
Yes,
another
yes. So
one
it
uses
depends on the compiler, which type of compiler or interpreter are used. It depends on the language to language. If you are talking about Python, so Python is a sometimes use compiler or sometimes only use interpreter, है ना. But we generally call it as a interpreted language, है ना. ये ज्यादातर इंटरप्रेटर का ही यूज करते हैं, क्योंकि .py मॉड्यूल हम हमेशा इंक्लूड नहीं करते हैं. जब करेंगे तभी कंपाइलर का यूज होगा, तो उस टाइम पे वो वाइट कोड कन्वर्ट करता है और वाइट कोड को देन एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं हम इंटरप्रेटर के द्वारा. ठीक है ना. इट इज क्लियर. ओके. सो Now when you are learning any language, so what do you need to learn from beginning?
Syntax.
No. If you have studied English or any other language from your beginning, then have you directly understood the syntax?
No, sir. ABCD.
Yes, alphabets. Yes, that's good. So when you are going to learn any language, you need to learn their alphabets. So alphabets means that are the character in the language, because in the language alphabet basically combined with A, B, C, or a small A, B, C, and a small A, B, C. है ना? But in the language we are also using some other kind of symbol like plus, asterisk, so we cannot call it as alphabet in and programming language, है ना? In programming language we are using some other symbol, so each symbol it is called as a character. Each symbol in the technical term we call it as a character. Okay, so it is a character set of character, it is called character set, that is used to express the thoughts. Actually in English we are using these symbol that are used to express our thought, but in some programming language we are using some other symbol that is called, each symbol is called as a character. So character set is the symbols used to express thoughts. These symbols, a set of symbols, is called character set. After learning the alphabets in a English language, what you have learned? You have learned making of word, है ना? Similar thing we have to here do. After using the combining these characters, we have to learn word. So in the programming language, that is called word is call it as a keyword or some identifier, है ना? Data type. These are the some programming elements or some keywords or some words in the programming terms of, है ना? Expression, है ना? Expression is also a word, because if you write C equals to A plus B, so it means it is if you are writing A plus B, you are providing space like that. So it is when you are not providing space, if I'm writing directly A plus B, so it become as a single word, so it is expression. So these are the actually words in the programming. After making words, you have understood the language sentence, making the sentence. So in here we will also make the sentence, but in the technical term, in programming term, the sentence is called instruction. Is a one line, so here we, in order to terminate the sentence in English, we use dot. In some programming language we use semicolon, but Python does not use semicolon. It directly terminate with the just by changing the line, but when you change the line, then each line will become automatically terminated, when you press enter. Okay, na? Okay. So, but in some programming language, semicolon is used to identify or to separate the each statement or each instruction. Okay. So in the way, so when you are forming any sentence, so we need to form a sentence or instruction here. So when we are making multiple instruction, I1, I2, so then whole program will become. So after making multiple sentence, then a paragraph will be happen. After making multiple instruction, then one program will be written. So that is our goal, actually writing a program. So when you are writing a instruction, so that instruction depends on the language. So according to the rules of different language, that rules is called as a syntax. As when you are writing a sentence in English language, then you have to suppose to write in order. If I'm explaining in simply way, subject first you have to write, then object you have to write, like that you have to write subject plus verb plus object, like that, or helping verb. There are different rules for writing different types of sentence in the English. Similarly, if you are writing any instruction or different type of instruction in any programming language, there are different rules. That set of rules are called syntax. And what is the meaning of that instruction? That is called semantic for that instruction of that language. Is it clear now? The technical terms. So syntax vary according to the programming language. Meaning does not vary. Meaning will be same in different programming language. Same for different instruction, but the instruction may be different in different languages. According to the language, instruction will change. For example, if you want to display some message on the screen in C, then how you have written printf, है ना, और like hello. अगर यही आपको पाइथन में लिखना है तो आपको printf नहीं लिखना है, आपको लिखना है only print, है ना. But if you are writing this in Java, then you have to write like system.out like that, है ना, ऐसे लिखना होता है. तो in different language the instruction will change, but the meaning of is same, है ना. It is clear. So semantic may be same. Semantic is the juxtaposition meaning associated with that instruction. So instruction is actually sequence of characters. If you change the order of the characters, then the instruction will change. So instruction, if you are defined a single instruction, it is a sequence of character. है ना? It is clear. So here you can ask anything you want to ask, please. Anyone have any doubts here, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. If you want to ask, then please ask.
Sir, can you explain semantic once more?
Semantic, basically, it is a meaning. If I written something like I have here, you can see this is an example in the English in by which you can understand. Hello there, how are you? This statement is correct syntactically, okay. But here you can see hello here. How I have written like how are you? So it is syntactically correct, but if you are seeing its meaning, then its meaning is different. Syntax means according to the rule I have written here some word, but the meaning of that word is not clear, है ना. So that word is wrong, but semantic means meaning of whole sentence. It is written according to the rules, okay. So but the meaning of that word is wrong, है ना. So it is syntactically incorrect because whatever we have written here, that is not defined in that language. What is the meaning of that aho? It is not defined to the particular language. So that is showing in it incorrectness of this this whole sentence due to this word, na.
Understood, sir.
है ना. Suppose in some programming language you have used int. It is a word that you have used instead of int. If you have used small I and capital N in int, that is not defined by that language. Then it is called error. It will show at the time compiler will show an error. So it is called as an error. It is due to the writing of incorrect word. So that is called syntax error. As you have written the syntax or the whatever the rule, if you are writing int, then you should use int. That. So that is actually rule. So that you are not following. And if you are not following the rule, if you are writing incorrect, then the meaning of that is not clear. Here it is another example. Here you can see colorless green idea, sleep furiously. So here you can see each word is clear. Word is clear, na? But if you are going to understand the meaning of the sentence, then you are unable to find. There will be no meaning. है ना? So that is actually semantic. If you are writing something, you have written correct, or each word or each individual word you have written correct, but the meaning of that sentence or whole instruction is not clear. है ना? So that is actually semantic. अब थोड़ा clear होगा मेरे को लग रहा है. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so that are some things related to the language. Okay, so now this I have already explained. These are the program translator. So here we have to convert with the machine language. If you are working in the machine language, then you can directly pass your program in the form of 010, and then CPU will directly execute, and then it will provide output according to that. But when you are working in high level language, then it requires some translator like compiler or interpreter. So Python is actually high level programming language. Okay, so that we have already discussed. Is it clear now? Yes. Okay, so compiler when you are working with high level language, we write the sentence in the program in the high level language, like the two sentences, sometimes sentences are written in this file, and this file is converted in some machine language using some compiler. Okay, or maybe we can use here interpreter also, you know? And then hardware execute the converted program and the result will be provided here, like that. This is it is clear. But interpreter will do, interpreter convert at the same time, the file will not, the whole file will not be generated like here it is generated. The line is converted and then this line is also executed the same time. So that is a work of interpreter, because it same time convert that line and then execute the line. So a line will be executed using the hardware, then the result of that line will be stored in the temporary storage if it is required. Then second line will be converted, then second line will be executed, and third line will be converted, then third line will be executed, and the last line will be converted and the last line will be executed. It is clear now what is the basic difference between the compiler and interpreter, okay? So these are the some terminologies related to the programming language when you are writing or program. So program debugging, it is the process of finding the correction or finding the bugs in the computer program. Errors, the error caused by the invalid syntax or invalid rule. So that is called syntax error, that is identified when you are writing a code, when you are running a code. Actually, Python using interpreter, so it will be only known at the time of execution. But in some language, if you are using compiler, that then you are before executing the program, you can know with the what is the error in the computer, in the program. Okay, now semantic error, it will be called logical error. Actually, suppose you have written like you want to add two numbers. Okay, so instead of addition, you have performed, you have written like actually a into b, multiplication. So suppose you have provided value of a 4 and b 5, then what the result you are expecting, the result should be 9. But due to this mistake, because it is clear but the meaning is different now for this operator, it is actually multiplication, so the result will be 20. So these kind of error only known when you are running a program, then you are observing the output. At the time you are only able to know what is the error here. If you are getting 20 output, then you are seeing I am writing a program for addition, but I am getting the result 20. So what is happened here? So it is logical error. It is not told by the compiler or interpreter that that this error you have done. Yes. Yes. So please mute yourself. Please, if you are not asking any question, then please mute yourself. Please. Okay ना? Hello. भाई mute कर लो यार.
सर आप म्यूट हो.
Is my screen is visible? Yes, now am I audible?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now so this is actually meaning. Actually, it is correct, but the meaning is different. That's why it providing different rules. So these kind of errors will be known when you are running a program or observing the output. So that is called logical error or runtime error. Actually, also, syntax error are basically called. It will be known to the compiler or a user will know about this error before executing of the program, before execution of this program. Okay. So these are the basic things related to the computer or program that we have covered till. So these are the different types of high level language like procedural oriented programming language or object oriented. Python support object oriented programming language. So what is object oriented programming language? Just there are different concept of object oriented programming language. So Python support these concepts. Python support these concepts like object, class, inheritance, polymorphism. These are the some concepts. We will know about this concept later. Okay, so we will study. So Python support these concepts. That's why Python is also called as object oriented programming language. Okay, but in the procedure oriented programming language, we are writing a code in the form of some procedure that we have studied in the algorithm. So procedure is actually called as a function. So we are writing the code in the form of some procedure. We are writing like a step, and then steps are executed. So these type of codes are called as a procedure oriented programming language, where we are main focus on the procedure, and where data and whatever the other things we are writing functions, we are not keeping at the same place. We can keep data everywhere. Data moves around all the elements in the programs. Okay, but in the object oriented programming, we keep data and function in a single unit, that is called class, where data will be there and function will be there. So that kind of things we will see later when we will study the programming language. So Python support object oriented programming. Some other type of language that are procedure oriented programming language that makes mainly focus on the procedure or writing a code in the form of some procedure.
Excuse me,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
So what is an example of procedure oriented
Procedures,
language?
you
Procedure
have studied C. C is a procedure oriented programming language.
Okay. Yes, sir.
C, where we have not keeps the data moves a global variable, like we have declared main function is anywhere, some other function will be anywhere. Just we are focusing on writing a one procedure, actually how to write procedure, but where that procedure will be, we are not caring about it.
Sir, so C doesn't support classes and all.
No. C does not support. C is only procedure oriented programming. It does not support object oriented programming concepts. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, but C++, Java, Python, these are the object oriented programming. We will see when we will study object oriented programming. Then we will also introduce what is C, what is procedure oriented programming exactly, and what we have to do in the object oriented programming exactly. Don't worry. Okay. So this is all about, and this is the exercise. Just I'm skipping it. You can see just, or you can answer with yourself. Just I'm giving you just 2 minutes to answer, because I have to complete some other things related to the language. So just 2 minutes to you. Have you lecture after this 9:30?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
5:30 है, there is a
Maths
lecture.
lecture. Yes, sir,
Okay,
maths.
okay. ये देखो जल्दी से, मैं आंसर शो कर रहा हूँ डायरेक्टली. Two general types of software are softwares, application software and system software, na? So we can fill it with system software. The second question, the syntax of a given language is set of symbol, acceptable arrangement of the symbol. As we have seen, if symbols, whatever the symbol INT, it is correct. But if you have written ITN, that is incorrect. So sequence or arrangement of that symbol is also important, both. Same thing will be appear here. Semantic of a given language is meaning associated with an arrangement of the symbol. So it is also false. Semantic will not be depend on the arrangement. CPU can only execute instructions that are binary from called machine code. The two types of translation program we have studied: compiler and interpreter. The process finding and correcting the code, that is debugging. Where we in the debugging, we identify the bugs in the program. Which kind of error can a translator detect? Syntax error only. Semantic error cannot be detected by any translator. Paradigms that we have seen of procedural oriented and object oriented. Is it clear now? So these are the basic things that we have covered. So this is basically we targeted for the first lecture, but don't worry. In the next lecture, we have to focus on the basically on the variables expression or on the Python programming. है ना? When we are learning some language, so we have to learn set of characters first, character set, okay, then associated words, है ना? Character set first, the set or alphabet, and then we have to go for the word, na? So in that word or in a language, the word is called data type, expression, literal, variable, identifier. So we have to learn this. We have to start from the Python now, है ना? So introducing for 5 minutes just so that you can work in the lab actually. So literals or fundamental literals are the programming elements. Every elements are actually literal in the Python. So literals are actually we can call as reserve words, identifier, operator. All these are the literals. These are also called as a tokens. All these things, है So literals basically here in the example you can see we are passing Vanity University here. So Vanity University actually it is a literal. We are passing in the form of a string. But here I am passing it as a integer value 3. So it is an integer literal. So different kind of integer. Here it is a real literal. So different types of literals you can use. Print we are using. So print is also literal. So everything whatever writing we are writing, it is a literal actually. Each word is called as a literal here. So you can see, so different kinds of literal, numerical literal and textual literal. That is also called string related literal. So these are the actually literal. So literals are the string literals, numerical literals, Boolean literal where we will use true or false. So collection of literals actually we also use some different types of other types of literal that is called list, tuple, dict. So what it is we will see also later. Okay, so these are actually basic secondary data type in Python or collection data type in the Python. We will see later it, and then special literal like Python contains also some other special literal. Just I'm showing to you. Like none. If you are not assigning any value to any variable, like if you are writing nothing or if you are just directly writing none, then it means we are not providing any value to this variable, or if and we are not storing any value to this variable, that is called none. So none is a special kind of literal. We use it to specify that field that is not created. So we have not provided any value to that variable or to that name A. So in that case, we use the term as a none, as a literal. So these are the different kinds of literal. We have to study each and every literal in details. So by making or by using the combining the different literals, we make the statements, or we also call them as a instruction. So statements kind of two types, basically assignment or expression. Assignment we call it as a simple assignment, and multiple assignment we can do multiple assignment simultaneously, or simple assignment we have to use only single assignment. Okay, so a simple assignment is based on the value based, variable based, or operations based. So you can see some example here. Okay, here this is the example of assignment. Here I am using equal. So listen, so this equal, when you are using single equal, so that is called only assignment. Assignment means we are transferring the value written at the right side into the left side location. Yeah. So X means we cannot directly translate because X is also character, 2 is also character, or 2 is also symbol. Can we replace this X with 2? No. Here we are not doing the replacement. The meaning of this whole sentence or semantic of this whole sentence will be understood that we are using some X as a variable. So variable in the, I think in the first class we have introduced. So variable X basically it is a memory location when we are taking an integer literal. So we want to store this value in the computer in order to perform the computation, or we have to consider it as a data. So we need to store this data into the memory like we can consider as a register or main memory. So if you are storing in the memory, then how you can store, or at which location we can store? But location, you as you are not aware about the internal structure of the computer, so you can refer one location by storing the value by some identifier or some name. So suppose this is a memory. Memory is created. Yes, am I audible?
Sir,
Yes,
actually
sir.
it is
Yes,
already
sir.
9:30.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Class is gonna start.
Okay, so just 1 minute to me. So that just I want to explain the variable, and then I am also stopping here. Actually, I am not going further, है ना? Just 1 minute, है ना? So here just x I am taking as a variable. So x is actually denoting the name of the memory, है ना? Where we can store the value 2. So it is actually showing we are storing 2 in some memory location. So 2 can be stored. We are referring this memory location by using this name. Name is called identifier. Okay. Now from this onward we will cover later, and we will go with the Python from this, है ना? Okay. Okay, so then thank you
Sir,
for your
Thank you,
extra
sir.
time. Yes.
12 minutes, 10 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So those who want to leave, just please, you can leave, है ना?
Thank you,
Because
sir.
some students may not have a class. So if you have any query, some other students may have query, then they can ask. Or those who are leaving or also having some query, they can also ask in the next class, or they can also post. I will try to answer, है ना? Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
हाँ, yes, someone is asking something.
सर मैंने क्लास 10 मिनट्स लेट की थी तो मेरी अटेंडेंस लग जाएगी सर?
नहीं, अटेंडेंस लग जाएगी, टेंशन ना लो, अटेंडेंस तो आ जाएगी. यहाँ पे देयर इज अ ऑप्शन, आई एम सीइंग हियर देयर आर 3 dots. So if I download the attendance, your attendance will be marked here, but according to the time, है ना, it will be marked.
सर मैंने 8:45 पे ज्वाइन किया था आई थिंक.
8:45 से 9:30 तक मार्क हो जाएगी ना, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना. वो टाइम के अकॉर्डिंग मार्क करता है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, है ना.
ओके.
उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता यार, थोड़ा मोड़ा लेट हो रहा है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. अभी तुम्हारा फिजिकली अटेंडेंस लगेगा लैब कॉलेज में, तब वहाँ पे टाइम का थोड़ा इशू आता है. वहाँ पे एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम के बाद अटेंडेंस काउंट ही नहीं होता है.
ओके सर.
ओके,
थैंक यू सर.
Excuse me, sir.
ओके. हाँ भाई बोलो.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding Anaconda.
आप पूछो, बताओ.
Sir, we have to download which edition?
You can go with the, I think 4 points is given हुआ. 4 point is given.
Sir, I have actually clicked on get started. Then I clicked on individual edition. Sir, something downloaded, but nothing is showing in download folder.
I'm just showing to you. Just wait. Have you class currently?
Yes, sir, but I will wait. No problem.
Okay, this I'm showing to you. Just. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
My browser, just I'm showing to you. Just wait. I think browser is not visible to you, no? I'm showing here individual edition, no?
तो रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ कर दो.